I'm retired and divorcing. Are my finances going to be a wreck? Smart asset. Retirement is a major milestone that most couples look forward to. But some couples find the transition to retirement negatively impacts their marriage, sometimes resulting in irreconcilable differences and divorce. Rates of late-in-life divorce, also called gray divorce, have risen. Continue reading. Pointing arrow. The post How to Navigate a Divorce After You Retire appeared first on Smart Asset blog. Below are your comments. I have a friend that does the prenup dance every time he hears stories like this. He was married for 13 years. He found out she was cheating with at least 3 different people. She tried to get 50% of the house and alimony, but the prenuptial agreement spelled out that she was not to get any alim. I've known several 65-plus men whose wives left them, and it was so bad for the guy. Either bankruptcy or work until you drop because you have run out of time in the normal course to make up for the loss. Women were mostly housewives, which means, in California, spousal support until the guy retire. I got a divorce after retirement and it cost me everything except my vehicle and tools that I had no place to keep them. Total loss a little over $250,000. Homeless, living in a friend's basement for 2 years. Paying 95% of my retirement check in alimony with no set date to end. Basically Livy. This article is not accurate regarding SS benefits. SS benefits are exempt from state law and neither can touch the other's SS benefits. Under certain conditions, the spouse with the lower SS benefit is able to file paperwork with the SS administration to receive payments that are equivalent to 50. I'm glad I'm going into retirement single. If there was a divorce imminent, I'd have to live under a bridge. Even 50-50 states, if she didn't work, she'd get 80% of everything. It's how the math works. Next news. Ask an advisor. I'm 61 with $900,000 in my 401k. And $800,000 sitting in a money market account. How should I invest? Smart asset. I have $800,000 sitting in a money market account because I don't know what else to do with it. My hope was that I could put it in something that can yield around 4 to 5% growth. I also have $900,000 in my 401k that is sitting in minimal risk accounts with Vanguard. I will be turning 62. The post Ask an advisor. I'm 61 with $900,000 in my 401k. And $800,000 sitting in a money market account. How should I invest? Appeared first on Smart Reads CMS, Smart Asset. Below are your comments. Scared? You should be. Stay away from annuities. Use short-term bank CDs, now paying 5.5% or more, but no more than $250,000 in any one bank. Going to use a financial planner? Make sure they are not commission-based. Fee only. By the way, no one is going to look after your hard-earned money better than Y. Wow, Kevin's situation really hits home. He's 61, saved a solid $1.7 million, but is stuck on what to do next. Major props to him for saving that much. Hooray! I totally get his fear of the stock market. After working hard for decades, who wants to risk their savings? But having $800,000 in a money market account. Short-term T-bills look very interesting. Thinking of moving most of my equities over to 6-month T-bills. 5.54% today. While the recession sorts out. Stocks are done for a while. IMHO. Easy peasy to buy via Treasury Direct. No fund, advisor, or middleman required. Short-term T-bills are paying over 5% right now, and save you money on state taxes. Next news. A $1.5 million annuity will get you this much annually. Smart Asset. Annuities are a form of hybrid financial product. Part investment and part contract, they're primarily sold by insurance companies as a way to save for our retirement. While in recent years they have come under criticism for below-market returns, many retirees continue reading right pointing arrow the post How much would a $1.5 million annuity pay? Appeared first on Smart Asset blog. Below are your comments. If someone had $1,500,000 to invest for 30 years, you should think about the S&P 500 index fund as W. Warren Buffett suggests. Past 30 years average return is 9.78%. In 30 years, if the rate of return is the same, you will have $22,965,216 according to Portfolio Visu. Eliezer. That's even with the .c. I've never known a financial planner to recommend annuities. Not one. Unless they are being paid a significant percentage by the annuity company. This is, as one commenter put it, insane and should be illegal. There are so many disadvantages to choosing an annuity, you may find the bulk of those promoting the choice are well compensated for selling them. We are both 79 plus and have never even considered buying an annuity. One of the worst rip-offs ever thought up. Never bought a CD or anything except the stock market. We have averaged well over 12% for the past 20 plus years and loving the huge dividends each month. Q. Arter. A better question is how much will a $1.5 million annuity give in profits to the insurance company T. Hat sold it? Next news. UAW's Sean Fain has a dangerous opinion on dividends. Barron's.com. The United Auto Workers are battling with the Detroit 3 automakers. UAW President Sean Fain updated his members and investors in an event on Friday evening. Fain believes there is more, using a decision from Ford to support his position. Below are your comments. Dividends are one of the means to pay owners for owning, providing the capital to run the company. As the owner of a company, I should be paid well before the president of a union that has done nothing for me and adds nothing to the value of the company. Fane spouts off as if the dividend belongs to the employees. Fane is counting on the fact that undereducated union members see is the $600 million and they they should get it because it's theirs. People invest in stocks expecting dividends. Yes, stock price can go up or down and you make mo. The dividend paid to the shareholders or the owners of the company is their reward for buying into company. Anyone who owns a business knows that if the owners are not going to make any money, that company has no future. Fane should back off on his ideas about the dividend. This reminds of what happens in my business of owning residential rentals. The renter starts to tell the owner what to do and what is fair when they stay too long. At Ford, it is the UAW telling the shareholder owners what to do. I call it the tail wagging the dog. Next news. Can I really live off the interest of my $1 million portfolio? Smart asset. Once you have $1 million in assets, you can look seriously at living entirely off the returns of a portfolio. After all, the S&P 500 alone averages 10% returns per year. Setting aside taxes and down-year investment portfolio management, Continue reading right pointing arrow the post How much interest can you earn on $1 million? Appeared first on Smart Asset blog. Below are your comments. Cookie cutter advice like this is dangerous. Last year my stock market investments were down 26%. Sure, my long-term results are good, but if you are actually planning to live on your returns, you'd better have a year's worth of liquid assets. There are millions of people who live off of a lot less and plenty of retirees survive on just what they get from Social Security. I don't see how you retire early before Medicare age on that amount with the cost of health insurance. You could easily eat into a big chunk of the principal with a ESSER. If you started with $1 million on January 1, 2022, you would have had $800,000 by the end of 2022 had you invested those assets in an S&P 500 index fund. To get back to $1 million, you would need to earn 25% return, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen in 2023. Hopefully, the person in the arty. Will I be able to live off the interest of my $1 million portfolio? Most people. Sure, if you retire at a normal age and live reasonably. Next news. Here's why gasoline prices could sink 9% by year-end despite oil's surge. Business Insider. Prices at the pump might fall as low as $3.25 by the end of 2023 amid seasonal shifts and overproduction, experts told Insider. Below are your comments. Could go down 9%? Could? Don't hold your breath. Very, very doubtful. And even if prices went down, it would only be very short term. 9%. Give me a break. How about 2.00 a gallon under Trump? I remember when it was 29.9 a gallon. Yes, a long time ago. And by forcing the use of ethanol for winter in NJ, my MPG goes down 10%, so I use more gas for the same distance. In inflation-adjusted dollars, gas is nowhere near its peak. During the Bush administration in 2008, gas hit an inflation-adjusted cost of $4.54, much higher to today's price. Plus, the average car MPG is 20 to 25% more efficient today, so folks are paying even less per mile to N in 2008. The EIA is predicting that oil will rise to 93 cents by then end of the year and that gas prices will also rise. Crude oil prices being the primary component of gasoline prices, the production cuts will also lead to higher prices at the pump, the EIA said. The EIA expects per gallon prices to increase. And about filling the House Speaker position, Trump says he'd run for Speaker himself, if he wasn't so busy with his campaign tour of the U.S. court system. I'm doing great things for the courts. Next news. Watch out, this 5-year rule could affect your Roth rollover plans. Smart Asset. The Roth IRA has been called the Swiss Army knife of personal finance because of its flexibility and the tax-free status of its earnings. That's the reason so many retiring workers move to roll their workplace 401k accounts into a. Continue reading. Right pointing arrow. The Post doing a Roth rollover? Beware. The 5-year rule appeared first on Smart Asset blog. Below are your comments. I am retired and have done partial Roth conversions for the past 3 years as I approach age 73 and earn Ds. Why? To have access to a tax-free withdrawal option, to pass tax-free money to heirs, to reduce future earn Ds and thus avoid hitting the Medicare IRMAA, and lastly, tax rates are low right now and simple rule to get over. Start a Roth IRA at least 5 years before you retire, or for that matter just start one tomorrow and fund it with $100. That will start the 5-year rule on that account. One thing articles like these never mention is the wisdom of converting a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA from a tax standpoint. If you expect your income to be the same or higher in retirement, then conversion makes sense. For me, my retirement income is less, much less, hence my decision to go th. Yet another article touting financial advisors, on Yahoo, with a very convenient link for referrals. Next news. Is the housing market going to crash? What the experts are saying. Bank rate. Yes, the housing market has cooled. But there's wide agreement among experts about one thing. Below are your comments. The prices of houses have gotten out of control. Who can afford the really high mortgages? I'm not even a low earner and cannot afford to buy one. Google articles from 2006-2007 for so-called expert predictions. There's a great one from December 1, 2006 in the LA Times entitled "Optimism is Rising in the Housing Market." You will see that the experts said that prices will not decline. 4 years and 40 to 50% decline later, the experts were n. This may vary largely by location. Around me sales have slowed some, but prices are still steady due to a low amount of homes for sale. Still, for one, the recession hasn't even started. The Fed is going to keep raising rates because inflation is still out of control, even though the say numbers they are throwing around at 6% are far from the truth. More like 106%. I am seeing foreclosures starting to pop up again. Wait until the layoff. The first-time homebuyer doesn't have a chance anymore. I have $50,000 saved and make $85,000. I cannot buy a single family for that now. 10 years ago I would have easily found something reasonable. Now I'm stuck renting forever. Next news. When Japan ends negative rate policy, treasuries will suffer. Bloomberg. Japan's era of negative interest rates will end in coming months, and the implications for world markets will be enormous, with U.S. Treasuries set to suffer the most, according to the latest Bloomberg Markets Live Pulse survey. Most read from Bloomberg Israel latest. Oil declines as hostage talks delay. Gaza invasion. Car owners fall behind on payments at highest rate. On record as push for release of hostages delays Israeli ground war, but won't stop at Saudi Arabia. LLS buying Dassault. Below are your comments. Not to worry. If we want to remain solvent, our Fed will take action to lower rates. The U.S. rate's still high compared to Japan. It is not that simple. Unless they 0 to 6 in 2 months. 1. Raise rates on the ultra-rich to 90%. Like Republican Eisenhower did. Until $4 trillion of the $7 trillion external debt is paid down too. Or have a major correction in the stock and real estate market. I think that's where the funny money is. 3. Devalue the dollar. 4. Default on the dollar and L. Brace for impact. It won't be a soft landing but a big crash. Japan is a lot smaller than us and our yield is a lot higher than just above 0. Not sure it'll be that huge of an impact. Next news. Elon Musk acted like a little baby, and was almost in tears on Tesla's terrible earnings call. Analyst says. Business Insider. Kevin Paffrath slammed Elon Musk's comments on Tesla's third-quarter earnings call in an interview with Yahoo Finance this week. Below are your comments. To be clear, in U.S. politics there is the left who buys electric cars and the right who doesn't. If your CEO's politics is insulting your main purchasing demo, you are going to have a bad time. I own an electric car. It is great for what I do. It's currently parked next to my gas SUV, which is GR. Interest rates are historically not that high. If this prevents people from purchasing your vehicles, maybe it's the price that's too high. Tesla was innovative and got people to believe in electric. Unfortunately, the stock is way overvalued, and there is no moat. Ford, GM, BMW, Mercedes, lots of other companies have excellent engineering and can duplicate anything Tesla can do. It's the start of the slide into mediocrity. Musk never creates anything, he slides into the CEO seat of a company already on the rise and soaks up all the attention and praise until it eventually Florida lines when people realize he isn't actually good at being a CEO, he is only. Next news. Tesla digs its own grave with the Cybertruck, Convoy collapses and Rivian scores a win at Rebel. TechCrunch. Your usual host Kirsten was shredding off-road at the Rebel rally this week, so I'll be taking over the newsletter. In its 8th year, the Rebel has become a proving ground of sorts for the 65 all-women teams who participate as well as stock manufacturer vehicles. There were 10 vehicles out of the 65 that fell into the electrified category, such as the Jeep Wrangler, Rubicon 4Z. Below are your comments. EV pickup will be the way to go someday, but Rivian is going to have to do better in the repair depot. RT meant. Who will want to buy a pickup if it takes $40,000 to repair a little dent in the rear quarter panel? Just above the rear bumper? That is how much one owner would have to pay if he had Rivians. Scaling the Cybertruck will be hard and it will take 18 months before the pickup is profitable. Just so we're clear, each of the big auto brands have been scaling up their EV models for the past sixty months. 5 years. And none of them are profitable yet. Tesla's Cybertruck is the electric equivalent of GM's Aztek. I made a Cybertruck out of an old refrigerator and a golf cart. I think mine's better because it has an ice maker. Next news. A huge bank doubled down on NIO stock. It sold Intel, Salesforce, and Disney. Barron's.com. The asset manager of Norway's largest bank just made big changes in its US-traded stock portfolio, including more than doubling a position in a maker of electric vehicles, and selling off tech names that had strong runs in the first 3 quarters of 2023. DNB Asset Management slashed investments in chipmaker Intel, ticker INTC, software firm Salesforce, CRM, and media and entertainment company Walt Disney, DIS, and materially raised an investment in Chinese EV maker NIO, in the 3rd quarter. DNB sold 578,619 Intel shares to end the 3rd quarter with 2.5 million shares of the chipmaker. Below are your comments. Banks, Wall Street, and financial professionals all have one thing in common. They are allowed to gamble other people's money and lose it all, and there will no jail time for any of them. Sold CRM to buy NIO. Sold off 3 name brands for a 3rd-tier country-owned car company. How to lose money quickly. Just follow this bank. Personal bios, racism and politics should not get in the way of making money. Once the same was said about TSMC. Just my opinion. Next news. Tesla can do this to create billions in value, one analyst says. Barron's.com. Tesla stock had a dreadful week after posting disappointing earnings. RBC's Tom Narayan thinks investors are missing something important that will generate billions in value down the road. Tesla, ticker TSLA, posted third-quarter operating profit margins of 7.6%. Below are your comments. Analyst and meteorologist have no incentives to make correct predictions, they will still get paid when they are wrong. In my neighborhood, I see fewer Tesla than non-Tesla EVs. Margin pressures will only increase with time. In the end, Tesla is just another manufacturer and its valuation will eventually settle to reflect need more than a few B to justify that market cap. Tesla goal is growth and installing charging stations at this time. Higher profits will come later. Even though it's amazing they are still profitable with all the global headwinds. Tesla's fall will be bigger and uglier than Enron's. It will be about more than that. Money moving between SpaceX, Tesla, and Twitter, crypto assets and market manipulation. We will see obviously, and I could be wrong. Of course. Next news. 11 charts to make sense of the stock market. Yahoo Finance. There seems to be a lot on investors' minds lately. Fortunately, there are also lots of really smart people sharing charts that help contextualize all these issues. Below are your comments. The problem is stocks no longer trade based on analytics and graphs. People just trade based on hopes and dreams. Example. S&P 500 closed Friday with a P/E ratio of 24.11 during a time where the U.S. personal savings rate is at 3.9%, U.S. total household debt is at $17.06 trillion and growing, the U-6 meters. I like charts. Charts are nice. My granddaughter draws them all the time, then she colors them in pink. She says they're unicorns. My feeling about the market is bearish, but I've lived long enough to know that doesn't mean much. The market doesn't care what you or I think, so I stay invested and it always comes back better ultimately. Look at the S&P back in 2009 at 667 and now it's over 4K. What I'm intrigued by is the FAM. Unemployed people are getting jobs, and those with jobs are getting raises. A bullish Goldilocks soft landing scenario, like Greenspan did in 1994. Next news. 401k inheritance taxes will cost you this much. Smart asset. Inheriting a retirement account can create tax headaches. Learn how 401k inheritance rules work and how they affect your financial plan. Below are your comments. If you're going to republish old articles, you could at least update them with the latest changes to the rules. That age 72 for starting RMDs is now 73 and will increase to 75 in 2033. Misleading headline. Just another marketing hype for an advisor. Obvious question. As an heir, would you rather have tax headaches or refuse to accept the inheritance and avoid tax issues? Why do I suspect that 100% of these folks will opt to inherit the cash? You can always count on SmartAsset to provide information that is either false, outdated, or both. What a recommendation for its services. Please wait a moment. And if you experience a loss the next year, again, without them being sold, is there a way to document your losses for tax purposes? Next news. Charles Schwab has had a terrible year. The surprising reason the brokerage king won't be dethroned. Barron's.com. For some advisors, the move from TD Ameritrade didn't go smoothly. Chances are, they'll stick around anyway. Below are your comments. Still paying less than 0.5% for savings accounts. No sweep for brokerage accounts. And their new website as of a few years now is horrible. Large fonts have to scroll continuously to see anything. No way to digest the information shown. Not sure why companies these days want to ruin their websites. I used TD and was forced onto Schwab. I'm not happy with the platform. Wrong. I left and oh so many of my friends left. Had been with them since the mid-1980s. First, they admitted that I should have gotten an ETF dividend, then they would not give me the dividend. I printed their admission of guilt before they removed it from their message center. Other major. As an individual investor, I have always been impressed by the prompt phone service for my simple routine requests for electronic fund transfers. This is news? Next news. Meta, Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft highlight earnings barrage. What to know this week? Yahoo Finance. Big tech takes center stage at a crucial time for markets as rising bond yields and fear of further Fed tightening have sent stocks lower in recent weeks. Below are your comments. What difference would it make? The market will either up or down, more sell off, and those who have money in the market will lose more. I feel nothing will change until we get a new administration. Poor economic policies, poor market performance. What to know? Same thing every earnings report session. The street always sets expectations lower than reasonable based on known facts, so the company reporting can beat said expectations. It is a three-card Monty scam. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, please thumbs up.